Hey, this is the Kali Monkey. Welcome back today to a new episode of Game Diggers, where we're digging up games to treasure. Today, actually, I want to talk to you about not just a game, but more a game genre, actually. And the genre is adventure games. Adventure games and the whole history will be for another episode. I want to tell you about what are the top 5 games, adventure games, that are going to be released in 2016. Here we go. On number 5, Duke Grabowski by Venture Moon Industries. The game has art by Bill Tiller, who's one of the founders of Venture Moon. And as you can see by the art style, it's very similar to Curse of Monkey Island, so that promises a lot. I'm not entirely sure about the actual gameplay, how that's going to be. Some of the previous experiences they had with Venture Moon, I have to say, I wasn't that impressed. The art was always great, but the actual gameplay, I think they should focus more on that and really to try and put out a great game there, but also understand the financial means. So that is number 5. Be sure to check them out. Number 4, and this is Her Majesty's Spoils. It's an adventure game with Captain Frank Lee English and his assistant Alec, and it's really a space game, if you will, but it's also 3D. But although I'm not that fond of 3D typically, I have to say that they are very good at creating a 3D game that still has the stylish and humorous and fun look of adventure games. It promises to be quite an impressive game, especially graphically. They've already been developing this for quite a few years. They actually started in 2013 already, and it looks to be that 2016 will be the year of their release. It's quite a fun game. You can already check out a demo and actually play around with it to really give you the feeling and the sense of where they're going with the game. And I have to say, this is one to watch. Number 3. And number 3 is Kelvin and the Infamous Machine. It's actually a game by a small studio in Argentina called Blitz. And I have to say they've really put quite a fun style out there. It reminds you a bit of Day of the Tentacle from the old days. And with quite a limited budget, they're actually developing this game. It's about a crazy professor that wants to be the only genius in the world. And he does that by going back in time and taking over all famous inventions and trying to put his name on everything, so that in the end he's the only one. Basically that's left, the only genius that's left. And you have to, as Kelvin, go back in time and basically stop him from doing those things. And it's quite humoristic and the art style is done quite nicely. So check out Kelvin and definitely play the demo. Number 2. Number 2, I think it's a game that quite impressed me. It's called Dark Side Detective, and it has, as the name already implies, a bit of a dark style to it, but still done in quite a fun way. It reminds you a bit of the X-Files with Mulder and Scully. In this game you're Detective Francis McQueen, and you're part of the Dark Side Division, investigating homicides and murders and basically strange occult things happening. All the characters, they have a unique style, which gives it a bit of the darkness. They don't really have faces, but they still have certain characteristics that you can still tell, well, what's going on essentially. You can already check out the demo and play one of the investigations. It will give you quite a good feel of what the game will be and what the art style will be like. I have to say, this is a game I really look forward to. I really directly felt the X-Files type of vibe. The controls are done quite nicely, the storytelling is very good, but also the music and the art style is very well executed. So definitely check out The Dark Side Detective. Number 1. One. Who is it? Who is it? Number 1. Timberweed Park. I have to say, this is the one I look most forward to. It's a game by Ron Gilbert and Gary Winnick. And what's interesting about Timberweed Park is that it's really done in the same art style as those old adventure games. It's very pixely, but it does take into account a lot of the great things you can do nowadays with certain shading, certain lighting, sound effects. It's really starting to look awesome. It was actually Ron Gilbert that back in the day created, together with Gary, Maniac Mansion, where Gary did a lot of the artwork. And Maniac Mansion is really one of the games that pivoted the adventure game industry. If you want to play an adventure game and really want to get the feel of how those games used to be, but still in the style of how it's now, then who better to get it from than from these two guys. This is going to be an awesome game. And you can already see some of the demos of how it's going to look. There isn't a playable demo yet, but that will be released very, very soon. This is definitely high on the list. So that is Timberweed Park. Special! Something that we should mention as well. It's not a new game, it's actually part 3 of already 2 quite successful episodes. Special mention is definitely for The Journey Down by Sky Goblin. I have to say, this game looks epically awesome. It was recently, part 3 was done through a Kickstarter, which was quite successful. This part 3 will be released in 2016, which will complete the series essentially. And this is a game that has gorgeous 3D graphics. It has very great art style. The Journey Down really has an Afro-Caribbean style. You can already play the first 2 episodes either by downloading them for your device or getting them through Steam for your PC or your Mac. The puzzles are done very well. They've definitely been inspired by some of the old Sierra and LucasArts games, and you can really tell that back. I would say it's like a mix of Monkey Island with Grim Fandango, added on top of it a bit sauce of Caribbean style. And this is one to watch for next year. Although it's not a new game, getting the entire series will be a big thing. You will definitely thank me for that later.
I don't do charity. I don't make exceptions. I make examples.
So hey, this was the Collie Monkey. I hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, if you have anything or any game that you don't exactly know what it was called, visit GameDiggers.com, where we dig up treasured games. Leave a comment below for other games that we should check out, and I wish you the best for this year. Thank you for watching, keep playing, and see you next time. You rock. Bye bye. Do you know what game this is? Well, stay tuned. Next time we'll be reviewing this game. See you next time. Bye bye.